climbers. Wanted to do a quick little thing on the akimbo compared to the runner, just in size wise. This isn't going to be for performance or whether I like one or the other more. I think both are great pieces of kit to have, and obviously the runner revolutionized how we look at mechanicals in climbing just in general. I don't care what world of climbing you come from. It did, in essence, change a big part of the game. So this is more just going to be like this is a size comparison. This is a little bit of the differences that I found in the two. So first things first, just the size itself. On rope, the size, you can tell the difference. The akimbo, the profile is much smaller than the runner. So where that comes into play would be when, especially if you are going over top of or going past a lead or a branch of some kind, but you're going on some kind of angle. So you'd be passing over a branch. The branch would be, say, here. You're going that way, obviously, and you have to pass this over. Now, yes, to most climbers, that's not that big of a deal. They have enough skill and enough forethought to be able to do that without any problem. But it's always nice to have something that has a smaller profile that can get past it a lot quicker. This way, if there is any issue, you have less of a device that may, get caught up behind it and bend or whatnot. So I find that to be nice. The other difference would be right now is that, so when you have the devices on, I find this is how it's orientated. So with the runner, the original anyway, I know a lot of guys put another link over here so they can have it centered to have an advancement point for your shoulder strap or whatever you're going to use, your neck tether. The akimbo has the clevis instead of the link on the side. It's already centered. It kind of takes good care of that already. So what was nice is that Jamie took what was already done with the runner, and he just made small adjustments to it, and this would be one of them. It comes with an already centered, and it's pretty well balanced too. So when you go to advance, it keeps the akimbo in a position that keeps the line dead straight going up. It doesn't cock to the side or anything like that. It doesn't go too far forward or too far back, making it difficult for advancement up the line. So it stays, let's see, it stays nice and in line, as you could see, which is good. Now, I'm not saying that the runner has a bad setup for that. It doesn't. It also did very well with that, but it was off to the side, and it had a smaller little connection point. So, just one of those things that within time was made a little bit better. Okay, the next thing I wanted to get into was the adjustment points for the akimbo compared to the runner. Now, case in point, my runner has been modified. I have one of the originals. In the beginning, we were all playing with how can we stop the sliding thing and all that other good stuff. One of my things that I came up with before the baby bump, actually, right when the baby bump was coming out, let me be fair about that, and the baby bump was a better idea, so that's why it stuck, I just put a pulley sheave on there, and it helped my issue completely out. But the only thing that sucks about that is that it really wasn't good for a range of size of ropes, but it was great for my HTP, so I stuck with it. But anyway, back to what we're getting at. So the ones that have the runner, you already know this. But for those that don't have a runner, the way that you adjust for different rope sizes or weight or variation of both is that you'd loosen this nut right here, and there's a slot. You can see a little opening here, and you could slide this whole assembly here up and down depending on the rope size. And what that would do is that would give you a distance difference between the slick pin and the bar, or in my case, my pulley or my sheave for the rope to slide in. So it'd make it either greater or it'd make it smaller, one of the two. That's great because it did answer the problem of, well, my rope isn't big enough. What should I do? or I weigh too much. So he did it, Kevin did address that issue, and with a little bit of playing around, you could find your spot. It was good. The only problem that came for me anyway, personally, was when I used two different size ropes or two different types of ropes, even if they were considered the same size. It would be an issue. I would have to sit there and play, and I wouldn't know where my setting for my last one was unless I really marked it somehow. So the way that was addressed with the akimbo, okay. So what you have is you have this little swing arm here. You open that up. You can see these dots here, these holes, okay. Those holes are different size positions. So if you want to change the size, and you run like me HTP, and right now I'm on the top bar. I'm on slot 4 from the top, so I'd count 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's where my slot is, coming from the top inward. So if I wanted to go larger or smaller, I would just open up the swing arm, and then I would open up the device itself. Okay, so now I got the device opened itself. What I can do from here, I hope I can get this on video for you. Yeah, I can get it on video. What I can do from here is on the back side, if I just push that in, you'll see it just pops out. It doesn't pop all the way out. It doesn't come all the way out. It's held in still. And then I can adjust and turn and put that in different slots if I want to. There's a little pin on the back side of this eccentric pin. I think that's what it's called, the eccentric pin. And you can adjust for your sizes. And then you can adjust it into the hole. So I'm going to put it back into slot 4 because that's where I climb at. Let me find it real quick here. Slot 4. Pop that in. We're good to go. I can close it back up. Let's close back up. Then I just got to put the swing arm back in. And that's it. I'm locked back in and I'm good to go. Now, the cool thing about that is that the only difference is that I can mark the spot where I was at for one rope and go switch to a different rope and know where I was at, or I can let a buddy use the device and he can real quick or she can real quick adjust to where they need to be, and I still know where I can go back to exactly. Now, other than that little fact there, no real different than the runner except for the sliding part, okay? No big deal. Now, what this did address, though, was that Jamie, also did the same thing on the bottom. So you can adjust your top side and your bottom side with the same ease as each other. No problem. You want to, dial it in just that much more. That's one thing that the runner wasn't really truly able to offer, so we had to come up with the baby bump to kind of address that. So that's good. Now with the whole flattening problem that the HTP line, and I'm sure there was another line that had the same problem, if you run over the same section continuously, you'll get a flattening issue. So one of the things that he did was he channeled the bottom gibs. You can see the channel in there. He channeled that out to try to make sure that the rope can try to stay to a round form as much as possible. Now, on my version, the top pinch bar up here, you can see it doesn't have a channel. He wrote to me the changes that he was making, and one of the changes that he was looking at doing and testing out was actually putting a channel up at the top also to make sure that there's even lesser of a chance of rope flattening with any type of rope. Mainly HTP you're going to find with that, but with any type of rope. So that's good. So that's my real quick comparison to the two, other than the fact that, this doesn't have a pulley that comes on and off, and you can disconnect you can open up the whole thing and nothing comes apart. You can keep a carabiner on there while you change your rope out and stuff like that, but I already have that in another video. You can check that out. I'll link it above. So, okay, cool. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer them the best I possibly can. Anything I can't answer, I'll ask Jamie, or if you have contact with him, you can ask him. So, climb safe, guys.